Hi, my name is Sihle. I am 23 years old. I was born and raised in Cape Town. Shim, it's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful city. The beach, everything is close by, and I love the water. I love how beautiful it is. I love how beautiful it is, and I love the nature. Like, it's very green, and there's a lot you can do in Cape Town. Like, there's a lot you can find depending whatever person you are, whatever you like. There's a lot of places that you can fit into in Cape Town, and that's what I really love about it. Cape Town as a black person it's very wide. Cape Town in general is very wide, but it depends where you are. The areas that are very black, where it's just black people, but like the nice places that I spoke about earlier, like the beaches, the nature, nice restaurants and everything are very white dominated. So I think I feel out of place sometimes. I feel like I don't see a lot of people that look like me as opposed to other provinces. And I think, so growing up as a black person, it's not, you have to get into a space and actually remember that you belong in that space. And it's something that you remind yourself. You don't automatically belong in a lot of spaces, even in schools, university, everywhere. You have to remind yourself that you belong there. You have to, like, being comfortable is something that you have to remind yourself that you are allowed to be comfortable in so many spaces around here. And that's been my experience as a black person and growing up in Cape Town. But I also, the black areas within Cape Town, for example, Kylie, Chacos River, it's very beautiful, and it's places where you actually belong, and everybody speaks the same language. So you get to those places and you automatically see your people and you feel at home, which isn't the same as like outside when you want to go to the beach, a nice restaurants in Cape Town. It's very, very different.
How does that make you feel, knowing that in some spaces you need to remind yourself that you can be comfortable, whereas other spaces you just...
The fact that I have to remind myself to be comfortable in certain spaces makes me very angry, because it's not just me being uncomfortable for no reason. It's because the spaces themselves are very exclusionary. Like, you are excluded in so many spaces. In schools, you grow up in white color dominated schools where your hair, it looks a certain way. You need to change the way you look. You conform to whiteness, and so it makes me angry. It makes me really angry that I actually have to remind myself to be comfortable, because this is home. I grew up here, and I don't think you want to be uncomfortable at home. I don't think you want to walk into a restaurant and remember that, like, oh, I can't be too loud right now because, black people are too loud, like, you need to keep it down, turn it down. It's only certain spaces around Cape Town where you actually feel like you can be loud and your blackness is celebrated. And in some spaces, even though your blackness is not celebrated, you will, because you belong there. Like I said, this is your space, but it's annoying that, like, that is an extra step that you have to take to remind yourself that, like, yes, I can exist fully within my nature and, like, my blackness fully. So it makes me angry more than anything. Growing up, I think as a child, when you grow up, you don't have a lot of things to reference what's wrong and what's right. Almost everything that you learn or you're told, you take it at face value. So for example, like I said, being dark skinned as a child, you think, oh, okay, being dark skinned is actually a horrible thing. I need to be light skinned. Or being like having an afro, when teachers tell you that like that afro is too much, you need to, or your braids are too wild, you need to make them neater, or you're too loud in a certain space. You you think that those are things that you are supposed to do, and you try to conform to that. Whereas, so it was something that growing up, that I thought, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do, this is how I'm supposed to live. But having certain experiences and growing up, like meeting friends, especially in varsity, and realizing that like you're not too loud, your skin is not too dark, your afro is perfectly fine the way that it is.